I keep hearing the most important EU value is that it is a rules-based organisation. The EU has, for example, committed to respect the principles of the UN Charter. UN resolutions are very clear that no state may use economic, political or any other type of measures to coerce another state in order to obtain from it the subordination of its sovereign rights. The Brexit Steering Committee's rejection of Boris's offer and Leo Varadkar implying that the backstop must include Northern Ireland within the customs union without input from Stormont is not just subordinating UK authority to the EU, it is taxation without representation. Is that now an EU value? Or perhaps you could forgive me for concluding that the EU values don't matter when punishing the Brits. Is Northern Ireland the price to pay for us leaving the club?
Thank you. Now, your turn, Commissioner, to respond.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lev, for your questions. I will reply in the following way. The EU values matter always. That's the first thing. The EU acts according to the EU law and according to the primary and secondary law, and the Commission is the guardian of the treaty. So these are the principles which we use in working in all the negotiations. The negotiations on Brexit are very difficult. They are now in a very difficult stage. I am not going to comment on this, but I wanted to tell you that the EU matters always matter, and there is never the case, I don't remember such a case, when the EU values would be abused against some member state or would even punish some member state, which you mentioned. I strongly disagree with this. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Lowe.
Thank you. That's all very interesting, but you speak in platitudes. Surely EU values are judged by what the hands are doing, not by what the mouth is saying. After all, the treaties also say the EU contributes to the strict observance of international law. Let me be more specific. Under international law, the EU will not have rights to fish in British waters after Brexit unless there is a deal. And whether there's a deal or not, the EU cannot discriminate between WTO members. So if there's no deal, what will the EU do to uphold international law so that Dutch fishermen don't steal fish in British waters and French fishermen don't blockade Calais?
Your second response, Commissioner-designate. 1 minute.
Thank you very much for your question. I would refer this question to my colleague Michel Barnier, who is the negotiator and who knows all the aspects of no deal and whatever deal. Thank you.